Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Thursday. I'm Leslie Watkins. So this is the last Thursday in August, and next Thursday is going to be the beginning of the fall season. I'm going to be changing the time to 2 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. I will be sending out announcements and I will be posting it on the Facebook page as a reminder. And I'm also going to be sending out my fall schedule and including a number of the classes and workshops I have coming up. So if you're not on the mailing list for notes from Dandelion Cottage, I'd like you to please make sure that you are subscribed so that I can send you all the information, all the specials, how you can save money, and all the news of what's coming up. So please subscribe to Notes from Dandelion Cottage. Now today I'm going to be giving you a sneak preview, and I'm very excited about this. This is the Magical Meadow stamp set. And it comes with dies as a bundle. So these are some of the dies that come with the Magical Meadow. And I really love these because they are all kinds of botanical foliage and berries, and they're extremely fine, beautifully detailed dies. And I'm going to give you a close-up of this because I think this is so pretty. So the Magical Meadow stamps comes with 3 different sentiments: winter wishes, may the season of sparkle bring joy and delight, the colder weather brings us together. It's got a couple of cute little sort of pine forest landscape scenes. But then look at these beautiful, let me get this so that I don't make you dizzy here. Look at these beautiful stamps of berries and boughs. So I just love these. And then of course the dies come to cut out each of the different stamps that you have on the stamp set. And in addition, you get these dies. And this is what I'm excited about, and this is what I'm going to be using today. So I'm going to show you these. In the set is some balsam, some juniper, some mistletoe, some holly, berries, and some little acorns. So I'm just going to show you, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the dies, I'm going to show you very quickly how they work. In addition to that bundle, I'm also using the tailor-made tags. Now I have 2 sets on here because I use these quite a lot. So this is twice as many dies as you would normally get in a pack. But the ones that you get are the tags with the pretty curved top, plus you get these reinforcers to put on the tags, and then you also get a set of tags that have the corners cut off. So I'm just going to grab these reinforcers too. And I'm going to get my cut and emboss machine out. And this is the machine that we use to add 3-dimensional embossing to our papers as well as do our die cutting. And it doesn't require electricity. You just have a base plate, then you have your cutting plates, and there are a couple of additional plates that the machine comes with when you get it. But I'm just going to add these 2 here for the moment. I'm just going to crank that through. All right. Take the plate out of the machine. Zoom you in. And then your paper is cut perfectly. So now I have these exact pieces to reinforce my tags with, and these are the identical sizes that I need. And then I have my acorns here, so if I just take my poker tool and just poke through these little tiny holes to release the paper, I can gently pull that away. And now look at the fine detail I can get using the die. So I think it would be really hard to try to replicate that with your scissors. I'm not saying you can't do it. Maybe you could do it with an X-Acto knife, but the dies just make it so much easier. All right, so let's look at what we've got. I've already got a number of things prepared, so let's see what we've got. I used an assortment of colors to cut out these different pieces, and I just ran the dies several times through the machine to get a nice collection of things. So I used some Calypso Coral, and I've got some yellow, I've got some green, this is Old Olive, I used pecan pie for the tags, and then you just saw me use the what's its name? The copper clay for the acorns. So just a little bit redder, very pretty. And then I've got my reinforcers that I can use on my tags with a slightly contrasting color, just enough to make it stand out. All right, so the reason I wanted to show you these die cuts in these colors was to show you that the stamp set does not have to use just Christmas colors or winter colors. You can also use the stamps and the dies for your autumn colors. And I thought today what I would make would be a cute little tag, something that you might be able to bring to a Thanksgiving dinner with you, maybe attached to a wine bottle or a gift or some, maybe you're bringing dessert, so something like that. And I'm going to move these over just a little bit so I have a place to work. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my liquid glue, and I'm going to adhere my reinforcer to the tag. So I'm just going to add a couple of drops of glue, just like so. And because this is tiny, I'm going to get out my tweezers. So here they are. Line that up with the hole. Got a little bit of excess glue, just blot that away with a tissue, and that looks fine. Now, I like to do a reinforced tag. I like my tags to be a little more substantial, so I'm going to go ahead and do another one just the same. Here we go. Put that on my make sure that's all lined up. Slide that up a little bit. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my tags like that, okay, back to back, and that way I can put a little message inside. So just as if it were a luggage tag and you want to have your information on the inside of the tag. So that's the basis. I have some extra tags here, which I could use. You can also double up your tags to add a little message that way. That could be really cute. And I'm going to begin by layering up my foliage now. So I'm going to start with some of this very fine, and for this I'm going to get my silicone craft sheet out. So the silicone craft sheet is a little mat that that the glue will not absorb into, so you can just sort of roll the excess glue off, and it helps to keep your desk from getting all sticky. So I'm just going to gently dot the glue around there, and then I'm going to get that tissue back, and I'm just going to tap that on the tissue to remove some of the excess. And I'm going to begin adding my boughs. And I'm being careful not to obstruct the hole, so I'll be able to put my ribbon or my string through there, whatever it is that I decide to do. So I'm going to start with this very pretty kind of what I think is balsam boughs. I'm going to put a couple of those on the bottom. I'm going to put a lot of layers of all of these things on here. Okay, so there's my first layer, and next I have this this piece of what I think looks like juniper with the little berries. Okay, and there is a die that will allow you to cut out these little berry shapes in whatever color that you like, but I'm going to add some embellishments over those berries instead. I love how the detail and how fine these die cuts come out. They're really quite remarkable. And as soon as I saw them, when I got my copy of the catalog, I got excited because I knew that this was something I would be getting a lot of use out of. And so please stay tuned, because I'm going to be showing you how you can use this bundle in a lot of different ways. So there's going to be cards, there's also going to be tags, we're going to be making some 3D elements, some boxes and gift bags, all the wonderful things that we begin to look forward to as the holiday season gets closer. And I just thought that this was such a beautiful set that would be perfect. Alright, so now I've got plenty of green on my base here, and I also have that same balsam cut out in yellow, so I'm going to want to use that in a minute. But I want to show you how versatile this is, because this is, I think, meant to be mistletoe, but you could easily use it as some little red berries that don't necessarily have to be mistletoe, but look really wonderful with the other things. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that. I can use that for something else. Add my glue. And again, if I want to put embellishment over these berries, I can, or not. It's, you know, whatever you like. Now let me get this so I can see what I'm doing here. I just want this to come right down through the center. Just hold that in place for a moment. The liquid glue dries clear, so don't worry if you get a little bit somewhere where it can be seen. Once it dries, it'll disappear. And then I want my acorns. So here are my beautiful little acorns. But I think what I want to do is trim those as well. So I'm just going to snip those just like that. I just want a few. Goes right at the top. Hold that for a moment. And the tag, because of all these layers, is starting to feel a lot more substantial and a little more 3D, which I really like. Okay, so there's how it looks so far, and I'm happy with that. But I do want to add a little bit of the yellow accent. So I have this one, which I think would be very pretty, or I have this one. So I think what I'll do is I'll snip and get a little snippet of that. And let me, got something stuck on there. What is that? Get that off. Okay. Put a little bit up here. And put a little echo down in the opposite corner. Okay, and maybe one more over there. I think what I'll do is I'll just take the berries this time and a little bit of stem. So this way you can introduce as much or as little of a complementary color to your design and just help it to pull it all together. So there's my tag. I'm very happy with this. Here's my back. I'm going to zoom out a second. Here we go. And also in the catalog we have this beautiful ribbon, and I'm just going to, let me go grab it. Okay, so this is called the Copper natural ribbon combo pack. So you get 2 spools of ribbons, and both of them are really very special. So we've got this gorgeous kind of a shiny copper ribbon. This is the one I'm going to be using today. So let me get this opened up. So look at this beautiful ribbon. It's really shiny, really coppery. And then you also get this beautiful linen ribbon, and this is very thick. So this is about 1 inch wide. And I'm just going to double check that. Yes, that's 1 inch wide, and it frays beautifully. So if you wanted to get a kind of a shaggy, chic, frayed effect, this ribbon works great for that. And you can also stamp on it. So you could stamp your sentiment on this beautiful ribbon. And I'm going to try heat embossing. So I think you could also get a very nice effect with some heat embossing. So we're going to save that for another project. Today I just want to use this. So I'm going to get a nice length of this. Now remember, if it's going to be used on a wine label, you want to make sure you give yourself enough tails to be able to tie around the neck of the bottle. So I'm just going to kind of loop it back on itself like that. Okay, so I've got a little loop, and then push that through. Now before you do this, if you do want to add a message inside your tag, you'd want to do that now. I'm going to come back to that another time. So I'm just going to continue showing you how this comes together. So then you pull your loop through. I'm all tangled up. All right, I'm going to have to get that untangled now. Hold on a second. How'd that happen? All right, I think I better do that over. I don't know how I got it so twisted. That's what happens when you talk and try to do something at the same time. So let's just try that again. There we go. It's a metallic ribbon, so it has a little bit of a life of its own, which is actually quite nice. And I'm going to show you another project that I made last night in a minute using the same ribbon. So there it is. So there's that. And what I wanted to share with you is that these metallic enamel effects, which are these sort of liquid embellishments, also come in copper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my copper one. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see better. I'm going to try not to get my head in the camera here. And I'm going to use this to just put a little dab of copper on these berries. They're the red ones, the yellow ones, and let me see if I've got any of those green ones showing. I've got a few down here. There we go. Right, I think I got them all. So there they are. Now I'm going to put this someplace to dry because it takes a minute for those little berries to dry. So I'm going to put this aside for 2 or 3 hours, and then it will be fully dry and my tag will be ready to use. So I hope that gives you some idea of how you can use a stamping bundle that is maybe intended for winter or Christmas use, and how you can use it in a autumnal theme. Okay, now before I go, I just want to show you some really cute things. Last night I was invited to go over to my upline Julia's house for some appetizers and a glass of wine, and we made a couple of things, and they're just so darn cute. I had to share them with you. So here's a little box that Julia designed, and it includes some autumn leaves on the lid, and it has a little sliding belly band, and you can just slide this off, and inside are 3 Ghirardelli chocolates. So that would make a wonderful treat to bring with you to your Thanksgiving table. And she also made this adorable little Halloween card. And so that might be something that you'd like to make for Halloween. So lots of goodies coming in the new holiday catalog, so stay tuned for all sorts of wonderful things. This is just the beginning. And remember that Paper Crafting Thursday will now be at 2 o'clock on Thursdays, and Watercolor Wednesday is going to be at 12 o'clock on Wednesdays. So stay well, stay creative, stay happy, and I will see you next time.